What's up everyone, Ketchup here, and as you might expect, the Rain gameplay trailer for MK11 is now out and we can check it out. I've not seen it yet. I figured I'd do a little bit of a kind of half reaction video, but also half analysing the stuff as we go and showing you some examples of what will no doubt be some legacy moves and attacks that might be quite interesting to look back on as we can see it for the first time. I'm already good to go, you know, I've got my Rains here. I got this dude right here, got this bad boy from Evo last year, hell yeah. This slightly dusty old guy was a custom paint job from myself, where I got, look, it's even got rabbit hair on his arm. Check that out, that's dope. This was an old Mortal Kombat 3 Sub-Zero that I got, like, God, 10 years ago, I think. You can still see a little bit of blue. And I decided to custom paint him to be Rain, because at the time, there was actually no Rain figures to be had, and I wanted one. So it looks pretty cool. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. Anyway, we're going to get to the gameplay trailer now, and check out the moves. Take care. So as you might expect, I'm really excited for this. Rain is a top 3 Mortal Kombat character for me, next to Chameleon and Sector. I've been thoroughly hoping he comes back, because we haven't seen him fully playable since MK9, which was, believe it or not, a very long time ago if you look at years alone, and how many games have come out since then. So this is the official Rain gameplay trailer. Looks like it's a pretty chunky length, 2 minutes. Curious to see what his voice is, and mostly, honestly, what moves exist, and we can kind of start to theory craft what is universal and what might belong to variations. So let's check it out. Got some. Oh! So he comes from that realm they talked about.
Where are your minions, Kodo?
I need neither Reptile nor Ermac to kill you.
Without them, you are finished.
That's sick.
Fight.
So what's the moves? Super kick, and he combos off it meterlessly. Oh, that's so good. I'm already so happy. And the classic skins? Well, I say classic skins. Definitely not. But that is sick. He's so cocky. These skins look great. Alright. I can air dash. Wow, nice. An absorb. Very interesting. And that move has... It's like super kick, but not... There is so much to digest here. Oh my god. Oh, he becomes the weather ball, and that classic stuff. What's the fatal blow? I love how it's raining. Oh, it's raining and stormy, dude. Rain is sick. Oh, Rain is so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, what's the fatal? Is it the one with the eyeballs? Eyeballs. Yes! So. Good God. Dude. Yes! Oh, the classic pose. The classic pose. Holy shit. Holy shit. I need to see that again. I need to see that again. This is the one. This is the one. Ooh! Oh, that's the one. Get it one more time. One more time. Come on, I gotta do it. I gotta do it one more time. I gotta do it one more time. Rain, you fucking sexy beast. Okay, so I'm impressed and I'm happy and I am way too excited to play this character now, but there's actually a lot to go over and break down what we just saw here, so we're going to do that on the fly. Okay, so I've got the playback speed at half and I've muted the video. There are a couple of things I've already noticed going over this. So intro-wise and stuff, we're not really focusing on this. We're going to be focusing on the moves themselves. Granted, Rain's costumes, oh my lord, they really do look incredibly good. But now we're going to immediately cut to the first move that gets used, which is the super kick. And, you know, it makes sense that they show that range roundhouse exists. It's like the main move that we kind of recognize with this character. But there is something that I noticed that suggests maybe it does actually cost meter to launch. Keep an eye on the top right of the screen. Boom. And they get knocked into some kind of rift. You know, it almost looks like that lightning effect that exists is just entering that realm that they say he comes from. So I'm going to go back and check this again. It's more the fact that I'm going to pause this here, and I'm going to pause it. Boom. Right when it appears, the fact that it kind of has that outline to it does... I mean, it might just be me, but a lot of amplified moves in this game do have that kind of yellow flash effect, don't they? So potentially, this is one of those examples where maybe the super kick on its own either just knocks away, or maybe it, they just land and he can't recover, and amplify is the version that launches. But I think maybe it would. I would be happy if it launches meterlessly, but I'm going to be honest, it would kind of go against the whole, design of MK11 to have a lot of meterless launches. But we'll see what happens there. But we'll just check it over one more time. Super kick, keep an eye on the top right. It might cost meter to amplify all the same. However, the fact that you can clearly get it off things is great. And it's quite fast on startup, actually. And having a string that knocks down a nice little ender. That sort of retreating move that we can see right here, I mean, that's a new move. Rain's never had anything like that before. Although, again, it does very much look like... it looks like a new attack that we've not seen before. But obviously has a crushing blow requirement, and that crushing blow requirement might be to whiff punish your wake up attack or something similar. And I think going straight into this move right here, we've never seen Rain attack with this before, but clearly it is used to bait out an attack, and it has a KB for good damage. Very simple. Now that string, that looks like a string to me. It kind of looks like Rain has the kind of like the water and the weather. It's all tied to some of his attacks. That doesn't look like a special attack. That one definitely does though. And I do wonder if that move, before we go into our next one, this move right here, this move that he does the ground pound, amplify for multiple hits, in the corner might launch actually, because look at Shao Kahn's, look at where Shao Kahn flies. He might be able to combo off that. Speaking of combos, I know he can combo off this one, the Weather Ball. Boom. On its own, attacks like a projectile, but when you amp it, that happens. So what I'm definitely expecting for the Weather Ball in this game is that on its own, it's a projectile, a small little projectile, and I think you amplify it, boom. But he pulls them in. You can't steer them, perhaps. So this is where I'm starting to really get curious, because what if the Weather Ball makes its return in this game, but you can't actually control where the opponent goes anymore? Or maybe you control what direction he throws them in. Maybe you can hold up and throw them up. Maybe you can hold back and throw them away. I mean, look at what Rain does. When he pulls them in, I'm not going to straight up say this is just a launch. I'm thinking about maybe you can still control them, just not the way we used to, Anyway, going into this is where things get a little bit interesting for me. That's a really savage throw. Nice skin as well. But an air dash, and this is using that kind of like, it looks like lightning, but it's definitely not, I don't think. That's the attack right there, and it has a crushing blow attached, so that would be crazy good damage. But the fact that this demonstration uses both of them, I think these moves right here are likely to be tied to abilities, which means, tournament variation stuff. I don't see these moves being universal, because they look extra, don't they? And that's an amp, the amplify, that clearly has that. So we'll be seeing that. This move interests me a lot. This is some kind of just invulnerability, and I do wonder if it costs anything to activate, or whether you can come out of it early before we get into that other move. You could do so much with this if you can cancel out of it really quickly, because you could go invincible through wake-up attacks. Is he taking the damage during this phase? Like, who knows? We don't see life bars during this. But Rain's ability to completely absorb attacks, this is something he's never had before, but as you might expect, could be incredibly powerful. And again, I definitely see this being an ability and not universal, because that looks incredibly powerful. And if he has any counter hit crushing blows or something, like, that's just going to go hand in hand, isn't it? Where he makes you whiff, you miss an attack, he absorbs it, and now you're dead. The next attack, I wonder if this blast actually replaces the super kick, because it has the same animation. Just let's take a look at it again. It's kind of using the kind of water abilities, but he has the exact same, end result, where he goes for a launch, a knock up, you cancel into it, amplify, and they appear the other side. I'm really thinking that maybe this move replaces the super kick, and I am curious to see what kind of, if it is, if it is a move that replaces it, why you would use it instead. Because that could be a really good anti-air. I mean, look at the startup speed and the angle. That move could be quite powerful, but again, we'll have to wait for him to come out. But I definitely think this might replace it, because look, it's the same move, it's just a different startup. This extra move afterwards, though, restand situation, and it is his straightforward blast of water. This was his MK9 move. Well, technically it was Armageddon, where he had the water jet, but it was a crap move that you would never use. In MK9, you would actually use this move to end combos. And in this game, looks like it has a restand attached to it. So Rain, I mean, this guy could have some tech. And I'm pretty sure in the trailer they restand and then crushing blow throw, it looks like. If I remember correctly, that's definitely a grab, and that's a crushing blow. So what they're clearly showing us is that in this variation, which again, I think this is probably a move that you get in a variation, perhaps. I don't see this being universal, although a universal restand would be insanely powerful if he has a crushing blow throw as well, which he clearly does, and they demonstrate it in the trailer. So that's basic stuff, but it's nice to see that Rain has a restand. This guy has so much in his kit. He has so many moves. Now we block the low. That looks like a sweep to me. I don't know. That move just looks a little bit like a sweep. And his low pokes are actually not buttons. Like, look at that. That looks like, I think, a down 3. That looks like a down 3, doesn't it? It could be a down 1, though. But my point is that if the water has extended hitboxes on it, his low pokes could actually be quite good for range and very annoying. So we'll definitely see how that plays out. And that's it for that. We'll see what else he has. He becomes the weather ball and charges. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. But this is an interesting move to kind of end things on, that he kind of becomes the weather ball here. And it's clearly a charge attack. My question is it invincible to something? Because when you amp it, you get the extra damage. This would definitely, I think, function as a combo ender, for sure. You could end combos in this, I'm sure of it. But the amp giving you the extra damage. Very curious to see how much damage that charge would actually do. But I wonder, is this immune to projectiles, perhaps? Does it have something? What is it on block? Could this be something you use on block to be a bit safer? This move looks quite standard, but again, I'm going to reserve judgment until it comes out. But yeah, he's got a charge attack, and that's kind of as simple as that. And he can amplify it to extend and get more damage, it seems. So what's the rest of it? Ah, yes, the classic lightning. And I think that comboed as well. But going into Fatal Blow so early, I'm sure Rain can get more than that. But showing this move right at the end, I'm wondering, is this lightning strike a universal attack? Or is, again, this going to be an ability? Because what I'm seeing from Rain right here is that there are so many attacks he's got that launch. Rain has so much combo potential. In a 2-minute trailer, we've seen all these different combo possibilities. And clearly his lightning strike, the classic, you amplify it and it launches. Check this out. Boom, boom, boom. But he amplifies the very beginning, though. That's the one thing to notice. He amplifies it straight away. So I imagine the regular version would probably knock down if it's like classic Mortal Kombat, where it hits singly. It normally launches on its own, but again, like I said, MK11's designed to make you spend bar to launches. It makes sense. But this is the final special move that we see, and then the Fatal Blow is just a fast attack that appears from the ground up, it looks like. But yeah, the final combo potential, boom. But doing it from a single button, I wonder if it's hard to combo into the Lightning Strike. And a tracking low Fatal Blow. I do wonder if this Fatal Blow startup tracks them, because it appears directly underneath. Anyone that played MK9 will remember that Rain's X-Ray actually appeared directly underneath the opponent as well. So this is a much consistency, where it appears underneath them and it starts up the Fatal Blow animation. Doesn't look particularly slow either, so we're going to ignore this animation because it's not really about that. It is about the startup we're looking at mechanically, which is underneath them. So a lot of Rain that has carried over, and a lot of stuff that is, I'm going to be honest, everything I hoped it would be. Rain is a fantastic looking character. He looks fun to play. He has every classic special that you could want, with the exception of the teleport. That is one thing we haven't seen, so I assume, actually, maybe they decided to axe the teleport for this game. But it's okay, because, of all the moves that he could lose, the teleport is quite a big one, because the teleport was really important in Mortal Kombat 9, and Armageddon, actually. All the games he had a teleport in were incredibly useful. But Clearly a different kind of character design in this game, where he has combos for days. And I'm really excited to see what kind of stuff we can do with them. Very, very excited indeed. But that's Rain. And we're going to end on this disgusting fatality and get my video demonetized. Absolutely. But you know what? For Rain, it's all worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you when Rain releases. And I can't wait to have my boy back. Take care. MK Ultimate.